have some ideas what you could cook. Then your two roommates come in, they have more things in the fridge and also some ideas. And slowly you get a pretty cool dinner that has never been eaten before. And that is effectuation in short. That leads us to our very first principle of effectuation. It's the bird in the hand. So you don't have a given goal, like in causal management, you see on the left-hand side of the slide, where you look for the necessary means or resources to create the given goal. Contrast, you look at your means and ideate what you could do with it. You focus on that what you already have. So, and these means can be grouped into three categories. First of all, who I am, my traits, what I like, my values, my abilities, whatever what comes from your heart, what brings you into flow. Then what you know, your education, qualifications, new trainings, expertise. And the third thing, who you know. And this is your network, people around you, people you are in touch with. And a really nice example is Ferrero. Almost all our products are built by the same ingredients as cacao, milk, and nuts. So I want to do a very short breakout session with you alone now, just to explore your own means. And please do it all digitally because we will need it later. I would just do it on a very top level. Write please down who you are. So what do you like, what you prefer, do you get in flow, and what you know, your education, some things you know other people maybe don't know, and your networks. Got a few minutes for that, and I will call you back. So please type it in your iPhone or type it on in a Word document, wherever you can copy and paste it later. Okay, so I think we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep this, please. We need it later. And we come to our second action principle. Expert entrepreneurs limit risk by understanding what they can afford to lose at each step, instead of these all or nothing opportunities. They choose goal and actions where there's upside, even the downside ends up happening. You can minimize the risk of a project by only investing what you are willing to lose, rather than focusing on what can be achieved if the project succeeds, like in the causal management you see on the left side. It is all about taking small steps, working in iterations, instead of working towards long-term goals with unpredictable outcomes, like a lot of big companies do. Acting like that, you can avoid investing time or money that you are not actually willing to lose. In general, entrepreneurs either prefer the cheapest alternative or come up with creative ways of doing things at no cost to themselves. Furthermore, they explicitly see themselves as financially risk-averse and cost-conscious. Always ask yourself this question: what is the downside of my action? So, and downside can be in terms of money, time, relationships, integrity, or reputation. Or get tequila. I like the second version better. The third principle of effectuation is at the heart of entrepreneurial expertise. It's the ability to turn the unexpected into something really cool. So expert entrepreneurs learn not only to work with surprises, but also to take advantage of them. So when creating a plan, surprises are bad, the worst case scenarios. But because entrepreneurs do not tie their idea to any theorized or preconceived market, anything and everything is potentially a surprise that can lead to a valuable opportunity. So, and here's the very best example for that. The invention of the Post-it was more or less a mistake. They were created during the development of a super glue. So the project was initially considered a failure because the glue could be removed too easily. But in combination with paper, they have invented the practical sticky notes everyone uses worldwide. Effectuators look for partners because they want to get means they don't have to create something new and minimize risks. In the Crazy Kilt principle, we focus on building partnerships rather than beating competitors. The Crazy Kilt symbolizes a collaboration between partners. The new partners commit maybe on time, money, or other resources. So for taking the next little step together. So if you want to start something or already have an idea, talk to people as much as you can. Don't be afraid that someone steals your idea, or don't be afraid if the idea is still very fluffy. Communication is the key to partnering and innovation. So the example of Red Bull and the bottler Rauch is legendary. It is a real effectuation partnership with a wonderful outcome. The founder of Red Bull had a unique recipe and the license to distribute the product in Europe. He did not have any bottling machines, and he does not yet own them. Till today, Rauch is the only contract bottler in the world for beverages of Red Bull. So, but not everyone has the chance to experience such unusual success stories. So, but effectuators are always looking for contacts in the most diverse areas of life. They are real networkers by nature. And initially, some contacts are maybe unintentional and only characterized by a mutual curiosity and a fascination for entrepreneurial activity. But later on, there might be the opportunity for agreements. This creates stakeholder networks that systematically reduce the uncertainty and risk of the project through partnerships. Last but not least, the major difference between the classical approach with the causal logic and effectuation is the attitudes we have towards the future. If one assumes in classical management that one can predict or plan the future, effectuation reckons that the unforeseen will happen, but that the future can be shaped. So the overall principle is called pilot in a plane. This principle is based on co-creating the future with the things you control, and it should be done with the partners you choose. So if you want to get an action fast, use this principle. Start with your means you already have. Think about what would be okay to lose in the very next little step. Embrace surprises and look out for partners and shape your own future. Gore is an example that shows that effectuation is also used for innovation in big companies. So Gore mainly, that produces classical outdoor textiles. And the founder, Bill Gore, has always strived to create innovation by his own people. So keeping hierarchy and bureaucracy as small as possible. And he calls it innovation democracy. So he embeds the principle of effectuation in the whole company. So every employee has each week of the year half a day for his hobby horse time, Steckenpferdchenzeit, we say in Germany. And in this time, the employees should start activities, push ideas toward themselves, look for partners in the company, develop things further until they become more mature and no longer so uncertain. And first then they should contact the management and introduce it. So according to the principle, affordable loss, they only have to notify the management if there's a risk to the reputation or the survival of the company. And a whole bunch of new products that you don't even think about, but which nevertheless arise from the core business. You can see here, it's cables, seals, medical technology, filters, ropes, batteries, dental floss, guitar strings. And these are all inventions by the employees. And you see some here getting rewards for the invention and working together, having fun together. And this is a crucial part of their work. And you can imagine that a culture of failure is important to do so. But people there get a lot of freedom. But this is how you create trust and a high motivation of your employees. I also want to show you an example how I do effectuation on the last years of my career. So I was sitting, I learned about effectuation. It's about 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I was totally fascinated, after my Frankfurt story, where I decided I'm not creative and I won't have any ideas anytime. And I was doing it together with a friend. She's an artist and psychologist. And what you see here is our post-its we used, and we clustered it a little bit. And so we had one goal we could find was what we could do is doing workshops, grow workshops together for women in between 30 and 40, maybe after they had their first child, and they decided, oh, I want to get out of the hamster wheel and want to do something I really believe in, where I'm in flow and where I, can reinvent myself. So we said, okay, let's just do it. We prepared workshop materials and invited some friends of friends, and asked another friend for a room if we can have it for free and she could be part of the workshop. Yeah, and it took us only 2 months to set up the pilot and to gather some insights. And it was really a cool thing. People liked it, we liked it, and we said, okay, let's go the next step, the next little iteration. And we built some marketing materials, a free website, a Facebook page, and we printed some flyers for that. So the invest was again maybe 1 day of working and some little money for the flyers. Yeah, and then so we tested this and didn't went very well. So our customer reach was very low. We realized that the marketing costs will be very high if we have to put more money into marketing. And we were talking to other trainers, other people, and they said, the women, they buy handbags for maybe $500, but they won't spend $400 for a day of self-development to that time. Or maybe you have to be very famous as a trainer if people trust you and come to you and spend from their own money so much. So, okay, we decided, maybe we have to think in other ways. And Alisa, she focused again on her art, and I thought, let's go where the money is. Think about a concept for B2B and not only for B2C. So I talked to new partners, developed more products. Yeah, and so finally, with a bit more years into it, I've founded together with Marcus the Future Academy, and we do things like that in big companies with a slightly different content. But this was a development of the idea. So in summary, what is effectuation? Effectuation is a thinking framework, set of heuristics, and it's about doing the doable and how to get sellable products and services established. And this is important. What it is not a system that tells you what you have to do. It is an algorithm, and it's not planning. And this is important. It's not only crazy. And it is not a way to launch an entire business. But what it is the first and second gear of innovation. It is when you want to get fast in action and always want to get new opportunities, then doing effectuation is the right thing for you to do. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go soon, when I tell you, Therese, in breakout sessions, in about groups of 3. And now you're gonna need your means you typed in. And we wanna do a really quick, and it is a funny session about finding some crazy ideas what you could do together if you 3 people throw all your means together. And it can be a ponyhof with, I don't know, or it can be something really unrealistic. I want to show you how fast you can find some ideas with other people. So we are now 9 people. So maybe, Therese, you could do breakout rooms of 3. If you're only 2, that's fine as well. And in the breakout session, you're going to have a chat. Then just paste and copy your means in, and then do a quick ideation together, gather it, and when you come back, then just put it in the chat, and we're going to have a short conversation about it. As I told you the story about thinking and thinking, not getting an idea, it is important to have good ideas, but if you want to bring something new in the world, but under uncertainty, you can't judge from the beginning which ideas are good. So the ideas do not have to exist at the beginning of a project. It is completely sufficient if the ideas emerge in the course of the project and develop into good ideas step by step. And I prepared a bit of a list. If you don't have a brilliant idea from scratch, but almost no one has. Also, Edison had to have invented 200 things before he invented the bulb or electricity. And it can be, and this is a very, very common alternative. It's a grievance or dissatisfaction with something you know well. Or another example is an accident, a personal stroke of fate, or a crisis we have at the moment. So you can use a situation, things, a sudden change in the environment to think about something new and to start talking about. So like looking for, what was the word you said? Eine vaccination or something. That is something the crisis brought up and you would never have thought about this before. So guys, do you have any questions? So I've got a short announcement for next time. And it won't be on a Monday morning, but I still think there must have been something weird with the registration, because last time we were 60 people. But it is really nice to see all the people. I feel way more connected to you than last time I felt connected to the bunch of people. So Markus from the Future Academy and Max from Galactify, this is also a startup at Weira. They are doing a really, really interesting webinar on digital fitness, and it's called Algorithmic Thinking and How It Impacts Your Life and Work. To be honest, I have no idea what it is about. I'm totally curious, but I'm pretty much sure that the guys will do a great job and you will learn something really, really new. It is on a Wednesday, not on a Monday. So here's also the link to register. We're going to send you the PowerPoint as a PDF later. So if you would like to attend again, it's going to be totally different for sure. Please register. And just want to thank you that you got so much in action and that you shared your ideas. Sorry that the breakout session was too short for you. I'm gonna remember that and make it longer the next time I do that. If you want to get in touch, here's our slide with the email addresses. And also if you want to do free brainstorming session or anything, just let me know, get in touch with me. Or also, if you want to know something more about Weira, get in touch with Therese. We are happy to connect with you if we are not already connected. And if you would leave a feedback in the chat, I would really appreciate it, because I also like working in iterations and prototyping, and I always want to do something better next time I'm gonna do something. So the last famous words are for Therese. Thank you for having me, Therese. It was a pleasure on a Monday morning. I'm happy I finished it without any bigger things.
Thank you all for participating, and thank you, Steffi, for your insights. I still think that, like, the examples from Rauch and Red Bull, I didn't know it, and I think it's really, really exciting to have like these examples, so you know it's really working. It's not something super theoretical, but it's a theory you could really do, and it helps, as Steffi also told about Ravensburger Digital. So you might get stuck if you don't use it. Of course, you don't have to use it, but it just helps. And many thanks for participating, and I hope to see you soon on October 14th. I've also posted the link in the chat, so if you want to register now and just want to have a quick view, you can do this. And then I would say have a good start into the week, and then see you soon.